What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Humble Pie Podcast. It's your boy Veach Jones in the building. Co-host Wallace Dallas.
And I'm being real introspective today, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what I'm saying? Big bro in the building, man. What's up, bro?
What up?
So we also have a special guest in the building.
So, extra special.
Yeah, extra special. All right, now, before I introduce the guest, though. Oh, my bad. I got to face my mic. Make sure y'all like and subscribe.
Yeah, you know what? I'll talk to y'all later about that.
Yeah, hey, they've been doing a big one a little bit, though, low-key.
A little bit, though.
They've been doing their big one.
Heat, but for the amount of heat that's being dropped,
Yeah.
I don't think they sharing it enough.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
subscribe, or I might show up.
Facts.
I might pull up. I'm just saying.
And you don't want that.
And I know you know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. Anyway, what you about to say?
Oh, we're going to introduce our guest today.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the show, Miss Monique Shelton to the show.
Everybody.
So Monique, maybe that'd be our new thing. Start snapping fingers. So Mo, I would like to give you this opportunity to introduce yourself and also provide your social media handles that you want the people to know out there, so they can get in touch with you.
All right. Well, Monique, I do pretty much whatever is asked when it's needed in a positive way. I've been working in community for the past 13 years.
Okay.
I'm a mom. I'm a friend. I'm an introvert, extrovert. I just learned that phrase today.
Omnivert.
And I'm a Leo.
Leo, say hey.
Hey. My social media, you can find me on Facebook at K Marie, KAYMARIE. On the professional side, Monique K. Shelton, MSED MBA on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And on Instagram, Journey to That Girl.
Oh, okay,
Ooh.
okay. Round of applause. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Round of applause. I ain't gonna say the rest.
Walker. All right. Speaking of that, before we get started, Monique, what's your favorite genre of music?
Oh, man. It depends on the day.
Okay, who's your favorite artist?
Well, right now it's Usher. His album is everything. It's on
I
repeat.
ain't heard it yet. I
Oh,
ain't heard it
yeah,
yet.
no,
I ain't heard it yet.
I heard it first
It's
day it
decent.
came
I
out.
ain't listened
It
to
was
it yet.
decent.
It's
I haven't
called
heard it again
what's it
yet,
called the ceremony or something like that. What's it called? The
Perfection.
perfection.
I don't like the album
That's
cover.
not the
That's why I ain't
actual
watching it.
title, but
Nah.
anything that man does.
No, I
is perfection.
ain't
Oh,
gonna
my
lie.
God.
Usher one of them ones. I ain't gonna hold you.
Ursha, baby.
Yes.
How do you feel about that Super Bowl performance? Since we talking about
I
Usher.
was in the living room talking about some yeah.
Oh,
Like,
no.
that was our Super Bowl. Our generation, that was our Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so proud of him, like, to have been a fan from, I ain't gonna tell y'all how old I am, but to have been a fan from start until now, to see this man, and he still look good. Like,
Oh, okay.
He is fine.
Okay.
Hey, Usher.
They call me
Love you.
H-E-R-Y-M.
You gotta do
USRAONZ.
Now, baby, what you want to do with me?
Hey, cuz, we gonna start a rap group out there
right.
called Usher Raymond. I'm Usher, you Raymond.
Usher Ray, what you been listening to? I know you big on music too. Like what you? Yeah. What's in your speakers, bro?
Man. See, the artists I be listening to, y'all be like, who?
Put us on then.
Y'all ain't even ready for the levels of my playlist. Crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who I've been listening to Pink Sweats lately. Well,
That's funny. He very funny, but go ahead.
no, I have that, but that's how I knew Pink Sweats was. I knew,
Oh,
you know what I'm
from
saying? Because I know,
season 2.
Because I know who Pink Sweats
Sorry, Mo.
is, the
Yeah,
artist.
yeah, it's an
Right,
inside joke.
but
Sorry.
There was an artist called Pink Sweats. We
It
had
is.
a guy who looked
Yeah.
similar to Pink Sweats on
Yeah.
last season.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That's interesting.
Yeah. We digress.
But yeah, I got a nice little playlist of songs that people ain't never really heard before. R&B, you know what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
of that whisper R&B.
Yeah. Quiet Storm.
Some of that her R&B.
Oh, yeah.
She was in the Super Bowl too.
She was.
I didn't even know she was. She could play instruments. Like that's dope.
She killed it.
Yeah, she did.
She
Yeah,
killed
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It was giving Prince in Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Huh?
Did you
Yeah.
see the Prince Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah. His was cold.
He's
Didn't
so
it rain or
special.
something when he did
was
that?
like
Yeah.
Purple
Yeah,
Rain, and
yeah.
I was like, I
Yeah, it
got
started
you.
raining. Facts. Yeah, I remember that.
I miss him.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
For me, I'm more of a definitely like a Afro beats, R&B.
Yeah, buddy, Afro beats for these last year and a half.
Yeah, Afro beats. I ain't gonna lie, I'm late to the party, but Afro beats is like a genre I could always listen to. me and my girl, we went to see the Bob Marley movie. Y'all checked it out?
Yeah,
One Love?
that ain't Afrobeats, but okay.
I'm just saying he started reggae. But
Right.
I'm just saying that genre, that type of music, you know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like what I listen to. And obviously R&B gonna always play a, you know what I'm saying? Play a big role. But anyway, glad that you are here, Monique. We're gonna dive into this interview, get things going.
Oh, yeah.
But again, man, I appreciate everybody that's been tapped in with the HPP, man.
Yeah.
It's been dope this season, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Like God working, man. I'm excited. We just been more intentional about getting folks on the show, man. And Monique, I know we was talking before on cameras that you are in project management.
Yes.
And you do work directly with the community.
Yes.
So can you just tell us a little bit about what it is you do and how did you get to that?
Yeah, so it's a journey within a journey. It always kind of evolves throughout the years, but I started in workforce development. And basically what that is it's helping people find work. Like a lot, we know about labor. We know, like, in order for me to do what I need to do, I have to have a job. But there's an intentional way of finding employment. And a lot of people approach work as a chore, and it's not, because we're not taught to, like, really take a risk on ourselves and do what we like, and that money comes with that. So did that for a while, workforce development, working with employers, working with colleges, schools, high schools, grammar schools, to really build a pipeline towards career development. Then I got into, like, all of that is project management. So basically you get a grant from the government or state. They say you have X amount of dollars to perform these outcomes and connect with these partners. So that was my role, like going out in community, figuring out who's hiring, what's the deficit, building programs, getting people placed, but also holding employers accountable, because employers sometimes they just don't care, and people are in, like, very harsh work conditions, or, you know, folks don't really know their rights as an employee and an employer. An employer has a responsibility towards their folks. Then transitioning into, like, leadership roles in nonprofit, where now I'm managing a team of individuals that are out doing the work, doing job placement, mentoring. Like, my favorite is always going to be my 18 to 24-year-olds. Like, I feel like that age is such a pivotal age. Some science behind that. They want you to pick your job at 18, but your frontal cortex is not developed until you're 25.
Facts.
So I don't even have the capacity to understand who I am and make those decisions, but, like, I have to figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of my life.
At 18?
Yeah, when you graduate high school, you're 18. And then if you go to college, the average college graduate just don't crucify me, internet, because I know there are some non-traditional college students, but the average graduate is like 22, 23. So you're still not fully developed, but you have to make major life decisions.
Right.
So having someone to, like, coach you through that, so you can understand, like, I like doing this thing. Like, I'm a creator, right? So if I'm in a space where I'm moving robotic, I'm miserable, and my body and my mind and my soul is unhappy,
Right.
but I don't understand why. Well, it's because you're a creator and you're in a space half of your life where you're not creating.
Exactly.
You're routine.
Exactly.
And then now I am in philanthropy, which is an even bigger blessing. Long story short, I'm able to bring money to community partners so that they can run whatever program they like. And it's helpful because I've ran a lot of programs. I know how these things work on the ground. I know the partners. So to be in a position where there's not a lot of us making decisions, I can be that voice and that advocate to really speak up for our community and our needs.
That's dope. That's dope. So go ahead, Wall.
So I was going to ask, so, like, just say, for instance, so like, you're in your space, one of the things that you can do, you, like, these small businesses, just say, like, an education platform, or you can say, hey, I know you guys need these resources, these kind of people to work for you, or whatever the case may be. You can actually put the people under them that they can work for them, and possibly even get them capital, grant-wise, I guess, to help them build out their
So
platform.
yes and no. So with small business, it's a little tricky.
Okay.
And my piece of advice, if you are a small business owner, please have your paperwork together, because there are a lot of grants through the state, and then locally for small business owners, but folks' paperwork isn't together.
Yeah.
You're not a recognized entity. You haven't filed taxes. So in that case, what I would do is I would just help that small business owner get their ish together, so that when you're going for these grants and I'm providing you that resource, you are now competitive. So we leave like millions of dollars on the table.
Yeah.
Because we haven't filed taxes.
Yeah.
Or we let our renewal lapse. So everybody's like, oh
I've done
yeah,
that
we
before.
getting that what is it? The stimulus money or whatever. They come in very slowly, but they're coming. So the ones that we've been able to work with, they have their paperwork, they have their documentation. So now that COVID funding is ending, they're still eligible for grants and supports.
Yeah.
So that's on the small business side. I can help with that. It's not my favorite just because I love nonprofit, but
Right.
I have helped some businesses, and I'm a small business owner, so I'm trying to get all the money I can through those grants.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So so that you're also in a space of consulting. So it seemed like it's just such a broad range of things that you probably could consult on. Small business, non-for-profits,
Project management,
like
grants management. So I have been dubbed as a unicorn. And full transparency, I move around when it comes to work. Like, I don't want to be in one place for a very long time, and that's allowed me a level of exposure that most people don't have.
Exactly.
So when I say I can function in a lot of these spaces, I can. HR, operations, direct service, management, leadership development, coaching, strategic planning. I've done it all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What you about to say, Mother?
I was going to ask her. So you did mention how between 18 and 24 is when we are developing what we want to do basically for the rest of our life. Essentially, at the same time, we don't really know what we want to do.
Yeah.
So what type of education did you got? Because I heard you say MBA, or what type of schooling?
Yeah.
Did you have to go to school, college? What?
I have 2 master's degrees.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on now.
All right.
She almost a doctor.
Almost.
I might be. You know, if
2 masters.
If somebody want to just take care of me for 2 years, I can knock that doctorate out.
Wow. Clap it up for the 2 masters, bro.
Thank you.
Double master. Like,
Yeah.
Come on now. That's just like
what's
that's
up.
winning 2 championships in 2 different leagues.
Said it so
That's
candidly.
tough.
But yeah, so to give you some history on my education, I was kicked out of high school my senior year.
Bad.
Yeah, no, misunderstood. That's why we have a mentoring program so that kids can have spaces for an outlet. But I
you
was.
had to go to Simpson.
What you say?
Thought you had to go to Simpson, but never mind.
I did go to ombudsman, if that's the same thing. But kicked out of high school my senior year. I went to Northern, dropped out, like the college dropout. That was my life. I probably dropped out of college like maybe 6 times.
Been there, done
I'm
that.
serious.
For real.
I went to some HBCs. I went to some community colleges. I knew I had to finish something, but I was in a pivotal state where do I drop out of school or do I finish it? And then when I'm in college, I'm getting my groove in undergrad. I get pregnant my senior year. And my son is due the week of finals for my chemistry class that I have failed twice.
Oh my God.
So my professor was like, if you miss this test, it's a wrap. Yeah. So gave birth, went to school, took the test.
What?
Got up out of there with a C. And then just decided, like, my journey, I wish I had somebody along my journey to advise. And
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yes.
And that was the motivation. So my first master's is in adult education and leadership. Let me back up. My undergrad is in organizational corporate communications. My first master's is in adult education leadership for student success. And then, you know, Black women, for kicks and giggles, we go back to school. So I was like, I should get an MBA. And I got an MBA.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Thank
That's
you.
what's up.
So I'm
That's
a
what's
little
up.
educated.
So she is
Okay.
qualified.
a little bit.
She is qualified to do what she do.
Hey, all 15 businesses that she got. With that, which is just amazing to me. But anyway.
So, in your current field, because I like to let people understand your journey. Now, you briefly mentioned how you became a mom your senior year of college. So, how are you able to manage being a young mom as well as starting your career?
I had to sacrifice. My dream was to move to Miami and like be in entertainment, work behind the scenes, be in PR, do some artist development and relationship management. But I had this little boy that was looking at me like, Ma, you can't be out in the streets like that. Like, you have to come home to me.
Right.
So I had to make the decision on what was more important. So was it a sacrifice? Yes. I needed to make money. and I needed it to count. But also, I had to be off by 4:30 so that I can get home to pick up my kid. I'm a single parent, and it is just me. So a lot of my career choices, there's a meme, and it's so funny. There's like the sacrifice of a parent is choosing jobs that coincide with your kid's schedule, and that's what I had to do. I've been fortunate. I pray a lot, and that's the thing that's really helped me throughout this journey is leaning on God, asking him, where does he need me to be? Because there are certain spaces where like I have to show up. People have to see somebody like me so that they know, whatever you're going through, it's temporary. It hurts. It sucks. You don't see a way out. But if you just keep going and you lean on your faith, I have a tattoo, is walk by faith, not by sight. So I could have never in a million years imagined some of the great things that I've been able to do or see or experience. But it is me walking by faith. Like God got my back, he got your back. And that's kind of how I just landed in places. I feel very lucky and fortunate. But it wasn't like, when I'm X amount of years old, I'm going to be in philanthropy. Never crossed my mind once.
Right.
Yeah.
Never crossed my mind that I would be working with corporate partners, government entities, and over like all of this money. I'm not a money person. My thing is, you give me some money, I'm going to spend it. But to be responsible for it and to make sure that it does good and does well in community, I never thought about it. I just prayed about it. And God, thankfully, I landed where he needed me to be.
That's what's up, man.
We're going to have to name this episode Walk by Faith.
Facts.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
You see this tag right here? You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Faith
saying?
over fear.
All
Like,
right.
And we're going to have to clip that.
Yeah.
You just gave us a nice little clip.
for sure. Because like, and I like, and I have people, when we have people on the podcast to give these stories, like your story is going to help somebody who wants to get into this position, who may be a young mom who's trying to figure it out, or a single parent. And it's like, well, Monique did it, and a lot of times, even for me, like my faith been shook before. Sometimes it's like,
For sure.
like, man, like God, like why me, and then sometimes you gotta be like, why not me?
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you see the fruits of that suffering, so to speak, or those trials, tribulations, and it leads you to learn from it, man. Man, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
You've done, and also you mentioned how being a mom. So I would like to know now, being a woman and the career choice that you have, and now having your son who's older, how do you balance motherhood and your career?
It's easier now. He's more independent, and he's 14, so he doesn't talk to me much. I am a designated Uber, chef, maid.
ATM.
Oh my gosh, ATM, find the sneakers that was released 2 months ago.
Facts.
Yeah. So it's easier now. I would tell any young mom who has a small child, it gets easier, but that time, it flies by so quickly. Like I'm emotional about it because it's just been me and him. He's 14 now. And I saw a post, that's why I got to stay off the internet. But I saw a post the other day, and it was like, there's going to be a time where you pick up your kid, you hug them, and you put them down, and that's going to be the last time you're going to be able to pick up your kid. My son is 6'1".
Yeah, I've seen him.
Two linemen.
Yeah, he plays football.
Oh, okay.
I can't pick him up.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No.
Not even a little bit.
Not even, yeah.
Not, like, even if I get angry with him, and I'm like, he's just like, he'll eat it, but yeah, it goes fast. It goes fast.
We haven't had another parent on the show in a while, so I want to ask you, parent to parent, how do you manage? Because my daughter will be 16 this year, my oldest child. What type of challenges you have with your teenager, if any? Like as far as like parenting.
I've been blessed. My son he's such a good kid. I'm like, did I raised him? But I think our challenge now, because he's coming into manhood,
Right?
Like, I can't teach you how to be a man. And that's my own internal struggle, because like, man, maybe I should have focused on dating instead of like trying to get money and make sure that we're stable. So with him, he's so patient with me. Like, he's an Aquarius, so he is so patient. He's so calm. I think it's my struggle of like I want him to be in good community. I want him to be safe. I want him to be an overall good person, and he is. But because of like some of the traumas that I've experienced, I project. And it's not even his issue. So I would say, just giving him the space to develop within his own self and his own identity, and just making sure he's safe, because the world is wicked.
For sure.
Especially for black men. And my son is big, he black, he's talented, he's smart, and I know the world just won't embrace him like they should initially.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Speaking on youth and having a young son, you know what I'm saying? That it is scary. It's scary as hell being a parent right now.
Yeah.
Like if you raising a child right now, you're competing against the internet, the world, on raising your child. It ain't just the next door neighbor or the kid down the street.
Yeah.
Like your child or our children are seeing all these different distractions and things, and they want this, they want that. My daughter sent me a picture of some Amiri shoes for her birthday. I'm just like, baby girl, that ain't even our ministry right now.
Oh, okay.
That ain't even
Kid.
like I had like one pair of shoes for a whole school year, let alone getting half a rent payment pair of sneakers. Now,
I wore Pro Wings.
yeah, I mean, shit, whatever my mama bought, I wore.
We ate fish sticks.
Right, with ketchup?
Chicken nuggets.
With ketchup?
And mayonnaise.
Wait, mayonnaise?
You don't make ketchup with the mayonnaise?
No, I put ketchup on a
Is
fish
that
stick.
Polynesian sauce?
It is.
You was ahead of time.
Before it was yes.
Oh, okay.
Now they want lobster tail and steak dinners
That's
and,
right, 'cause I
and
spoiled
Gucci
them like that.
slides. Who did what?
We spoil.
Y'all
I
spoil
think
them
because she
kids.
did. Let's talk about that a little bit, then, y'all. So like, she said she projected on her child. Like I think we do that as parents. Like growing up in the born in the 80s, growing up in the 90s, we had bare minimum. We had just enough. You wasn't competing with a million other kids on the block or
Yes, you
competing
was.
at all.
Yes,
I mean,
you
you
was.
wasn't, but like it's different now. Like
The competition is different, but you definitely was competing.
I mean, yeah, but it was on a
at-
smaller scale.
No, it was just the same scale.
It was
To
the same
a kid, it's the same scale. Think about what we had to deal with.
Yeah.
Jordans came out Friday.
Facts.
If I don't come back to school on Monday with them, I'm going to look crazy because I'm the only one who ain't got the mic.
Facts. Facts.
You had people who used to skip the first 2 periods of class so they can go to the mall, buy the Jordans, and wear them to school the same day.
Facts.
That's competition.
That
Facts.
is competition.
That's big competition. So if you was a kid back then and you couldn't afford the new mics, that was a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
like especially if you went to I went to Westinghouse, right?
Yeah.
Fake bougie ghetto
smart?
bougetto school. No, Westinghouse wasn't the smart school then. It was the fashion show is what they called it. back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't about being smart. So if you didn't stay fly,
Yeah.
that was a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, the new Tommy drop with the overalls with the Tommy on the strap. You ain't got those.
That one hang.
Nautica was last week. We supposed to be on Tommy this week.
I remember that.
So in what ways is that like now do y'all see like even with just adults like getting off the kids now?
We still competing.
Yeah, I often say we still doing that as adults.
We're still competing the same way we competed as kids. That's why we buy them so much. So now their levels is, which they don't understand. Their levels is Amiri shoes. There might be 250, 300.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
7.
They want Balenciagas. There might be 600.
That's crazy.
We looking at them like they crazy, but at the same time, the parents are buying this shit.
Yeah.
So now it's putting us in that same position and mindset wise back in high school when we was competing to have the latest and greatest. And some of us who didn't really overcompensate for that by saying, when I grow older, I'm like, my kid gonna have all the Jordans. And our version of that now is their kid got all the Balenciagas, they got all the McQueens, all the shit that super high end that we weren't even thinking about.
So do you think that's like a parental flaw? Like, do you think like by doing that we've created entitlement in our kids?
I think it depends. So is there entitlement? Absolutely. But my standard for living, I like luxury.
Yes.
I like nice things.
Yes.
And as a result of that, my son likes nice things. Now, should I have been feeding him fish sticks at 5 instead of getting him accustomed to crab legs and lobster? Absolutely. But I think our children, they reflect what we present to them.
That's true.
Okay.
So my son he asked for some Gucci slides, but he knew he wasn't getting them.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
But will I try to keep him in some nice J's or some nice shoes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to earn it. Like if you bring, my son is a straight A student. He's an honor roll student.
That's key right there.
Yeah, so
That's key.
thank you. If you bringing home F's, we ain't got nothing to talk about. You need to be in there studying.
Facts.
And I think the bigger problem is the parents that they compensate those F's with Jordans and the Gucci slides.
Yeah.
And now they think like, oh no, I don't got a good grades for you to buy me nice stuff. This comes along with you being my mama.
So
Oh,
look,
no.
Wallace. So
Straight A's.
the Wallace, to that point, the world will criticize parents who don't still reward their children. I'm calling it a reward if you buy luxury items for a child. They would say you wrong for that because you got it.
What you
What?
mean?
I go to
So
work.
There you go.
so I'm gonna ask y'all. So y'all pretty much asked my question. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, so what's y'all take on the other group of adults out there who said it don't matter what because I got it, my kids gonna wear it.
And look at their kids.
Yeah.
My thing, it's a difference is in you being your child being spoiled and entitled versus appreciative and hardworking, and you actually buying this stuff and saying, "Hey, I'm buying this stuff because you deserve it.
Yeah.
Right.
I give you what you asked me because you deserve it." There's people who in your class right now
Yeah.
who don't get these things and they don't deserve it. So you getting this because you work hard for it. Now you setting the precedence.
Yeah.
So now throughout the rest of life, you setting the precedence that you work hard for the rest of your life. You're going to get everything that you deserve.
Okay. I
But
like that.
You got a lot of parents that compensate for kids who are pieces of shit. They talk to them. They talk to them bad. They don't do their homework. They don't do
Yeah.
nothing they're supposed to do. And then
Yeah.
they turn around and have their hand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the parent argue with them and then say, "Huh, here you go."
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mo.
I would say it's a tough one. I think your values is important. What you still in your children is important because I want my son to be accustomed to nice things so that excellence is the expectation and not the exception.
Right.
Okay.
And that's the level of Black excellence that I want us to get to. You can have luxury, you can have all of these things, but understand there's a lot of work that comes behind it. So my son sees the hours that I put in.
Yeah.
He sees me grinding. I've taken him to some events so he can see like
Yeah.
mommy is moving.
Yeah.
I'm out here hustling.
That's
so
what's up.
if I'm giving 8 hours of my day for this check, the least you could do is clean up your room.
Right,
The least
right.
you could do is be an honor roll student. But also with young boys and with my son, you got to be a man of integrity. So if you coming in the house and you throwing your stuff everywhere, you disrespectful to your teachers, I'm not going to embarrass you publicly, but privately, that PlayStation 5 is out the door.
Facts.
So I think it's a balance. I think it's a value system. I want us to be accustomed to good things because
Yeah.
we deserve it.
Right.
So it's not, oh, you're spoiling the child and you're doing this and that. I'm exposing my kid to what the possibilities could be.
What life could be like.
Exactly, because each generation should improve upon itself.
Yes.
So my parents, like my dad is in the military, my mother is from San Diego. So we didn't have a hard, bad life. We had a good life. But it was always taught to my family, this is not where it ends, this is just where it begins. And we complement with each generation. So with these kids, they trip me out because what would take us 2 days takes them 2 minutes because of technology.
Right.
And to us, it's like, oh, well, you're not working as hard as I worked. And I don't have to because I have all of these things. I'm going to use my resources.
Yeah.
So we have to shift our mindset to be adaptive to what these kids were born into.
Right.
Right. So they talk about these kids, oh, y'all the popcorn generation, y'all ain't got to wait for nothing, which is very true. We had to wait for Nick at Night.
Facts.
Friday night,
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
o'clock in front of the TV. If you miss it,
That's it.
Exactly. These kids turn on Netflix, it's on their phone. So we have to understand as parents, the level of patience that we had as children, they're born into a world where that doesn't exist. And it's our responsibility to teach them, like, things don't come this easy all the time, and
Right.
giving them outlets so that they can develop that skill set. Because if we don't, then I got my phone in my hand. I don't have to wait for nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I love your explanation of that because I would say I have been guilty of being more of like a stricter parent. Like, hey, life is hard. Like this is how this gonna go. So you can't expect things to always be this smooth transition. But hearing your explanation as it relates to one generation improve upon the next, our kids ain't have to see no struggle. They ain't been through standing on bus stops and, eating the bare minimum and this, that, and the third. Like so as because that's my story or that was part of my journey. Now being a father is like, okay, I gotta snap out of. But also on the dad side of that though, it's like we gotta teach them like some self-sufficiency though.
Exactly.
Like you gotta be able to do stuff on your own.
Exactly.
Even though you got all these, the world is your playpen, but there's still some work that got to be put in.
Exactly.
Like everything's not going to come to you very easy. Like my oldest son, I always tell, hey, do your push-ups every day. Like, and I speak affirmations to him. I'll give y'all an example. Just the other day, I was talking to my son, and he's 8 years old, and he said a kid had been teasing him in school, and this was an opportunity for me to bring up the affirmations that I told him to speak upon himself and that we've done since he was in first grade. They go, I am strong, I am smart, I am kind, I am a leader, and I love me. And the reason why I told him that at a very young age is because kids mean as hell. Kids will say nasty things. And I was like, you know, and in that moment as a father, as a parent, I was like, hey, son, remember what I told you. But at the same time, if someone says something mean to you, it's okay to say something mean back. Like, it's okay. You don't have to make it a physical thing. So, like, parenting is hard as hell now, like, because it's no right way to do this shit.
Yeah,
like it really isn't.
Manual. It's no manual.
Yeah.
And I would say my nieces, my nephews, and my son, they're more polite than I was. Like, they're so polite. Yeah. And I'm like, boy, if you don't backhand somebody.
Right, because you got kicked out. You was turned up. Wait, what high school did you go to? We didn't even talk about that.
I went to Hillcrest.
Oh, okay. So South
Suburban,
suburbs. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Country Club Hills.
Bayside.
So right,
Bayside
Bayside.
High.
So you from out South suburbs?
First of all, okay, don't do that.
I kind of. Hey, I feel like the people in the South burbs got it made anyway. Like all the schools out there. We're not talking about the Harveys and the Daltons. We ain't the Wild Hunters.
Shout out to Mayor Tiffany.
Yeah, right. Tiffany Hilliard. Hey, they trying to get shorty.
Shout out to Tiffany Hilliard.
She got more jobs than a Jamaican.
No comment.
You ain't got no comment. Okay,
no comment.
Well, I'm gonna save my piece on that since Wallace brought it up. At first, because you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. Like, that's the thing about it. So, like, on the outside looking in, and I don't live in, obviously, Dalton, but it's like, she's a young black woman.
Yes.
She's in a political position of power.
Yes.
And because she has...
Right,
she's a supervisor and she's a mayor of Thorntown?
Supervisor at Thornton Township and the mayor of Dalton.
And that should be a celebration. Like, we should be proud of this young lady from whatever she's been through. I understand she has some health struggles or something. But my point is, they're attempting, and I say they mean the people of Dalton, to push her out because of what she's spending the town funds on, instead of trying to work with this particular young woman.
They have been trying to work with her.
Okay, help me out.
She don't work with them.
Okay, so educate. So what's your POV? Because that was my POV on that situation.
From what I can tell,
yeah,
and from what I can tell, this is a quick run out from my topic. But from what I can tell, she has been locking trustees out of buildings. She has been when they say, hey, we need to figure out why you spending this kind of money over here, $150,000 for an SUV, paying police Dalton security 300 hours of overtime in one paycheck, which comes out to $13,000 for a 2-week pay period.
Crazy. I seen that too.
Hiring one of her friends that was that was locked up for sexual assault, released him, and then she made him a like an inspector for homes, so he can go inside of your home, and he was a person who did 30 years for sexual assault or something like that.
Wow.
So it's just a lot of stuff, and then they bring this up to her, and then she puts on a Nino Brown outfit, comes into the hall, and plays "Bitch Better Have My Money."
Facts. I've seen some of the tidbits.
It's not them just railroad.
Okay.
It's her not wanting to work with them, and then she'll turn around. And if you see current videos of the trustees, they don't sit up there with her. Right. Only ones who sit up there with her are aligned with her on her plan. But the ones who oppose her, she have them sitting down on the floor. That's why their chairs are sitting on the floor facing the camera and not facing her. True. So it's a lot to it once you actually dig into it a little bit. Just a little bit. You got to dig deep. Yeah, I mean, she get kind of wild, and she's very disrespectful towards them. Yeah. So, Monique, bringing it back to you, you mentioned how that you are part of a board, or you work, or you assign funds to some youth entities and corporations, or you work for a corporation that provides funding, correct? Okay, so what type of initiative or youth initiatives and or programs have you worked with?
Oh, man. Pretty much all of them.
You ever work with the United Negro Wallace Fund?
I have
We
not,
did.
but if it's a recognized 5013C by the state
I
and
think it is.
And that's a non-for-profit,
federal.
right?
Non-for-profit, but
Okay.
we will take a little profit on the side.
Wait, what's the name? Wait, I want it one more
sound like
time.
a social
Can,
enterprise.
can you tell me the name of this organization?
The United Negro Wallace Fund.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And what is your mission and your vision?
Basically, what happens is, they fund Wallace for certain things in his life, new houses, vehicles, investment opportunities.
Right.
That sounds similar to what you was just talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if the government or the state want to go ahead and grant your boy, $30 million grant or something,
That's none major.
Hey, shoot. So
hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
you are hilarious.
It's a sum for profit. It ain't a non-for-profit. It's a sum for profit.
That sounds like it's for profit, for your
Okay.
benefit. I've done everything from re-entry work to mentoring. I've helped youth get summer employment. I've helped youth who don't have enough high school high school credits to graduate. I've been a coach, so I've done some small sporting things. So.
Okay.
Not to sound arrogant, but there is not a program in the city of Chicago surrounding suburbs that I've not had my hands on.
That's what's
No,
up.
that's not arrogant. That's just your resume.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
You
so-
just qualified. That's what's up.
Mental
That's
health.
amazing.
Thank you.
what's
I've
up.
had a lot of jobs.
Okay.
A lot of jobs. Lot
So,
of jobs.
so from what you're doing now, do you see yourself standing in this philanthropic type position, lead position, or like what's next?
It's funny you asked that because I've been talking to God about it.
What'd he say?
He told me to be still and wait.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think I'm going to move on from philanthropy because I like being closer to community. I like having direct oversight over programming because there's an equitable lens when it comes to programming.
Mm-hmm.
Being someone like I needed the help before. I've been a mom. I've been unemployed, underemployed. And I've had to go to food pantries. Like there are a lot of things that I've had to experience. And I'm very adamant about the dignity in that experience. So because I'm coming to you at one of the most trying times of my life, I still should be treated with a level of respect and dignity. And that's what I want to get back to. So being a funder is cool. Like I can bring organizations into the room that won't necessarily have that access. But like my heart is in being closer to community, hearing community needs and making sure that whatever program that Monique is attached to, if you're coming to us for help, you will be met with dignity. You'll leave with a sense of pride and kind of know like this is my next step. And it's kind of like I want everyone to feel good about themselves. So here I am asking for help at the lowest point of my life, and I'm coming into an organization where people are mean or nasty to me, or like I'm not getting the services because my voice isn't represented. And not to say that that's happening. I mean, in some spaces it may happen, but that's what I want to get back to. I want to be able to look at the person, sit with them, empathize with them, create a space. It doesn't matter if I have all of these degrees or I have this fancy title. I'm human just like you. I'm a part of this community just like you.
Right.
So I may make my return, but we'll see. I want what God has for me. So that's kind of how I lead.
So, and thank you. So being a black woman, or women in general, women have been on the uptick and uprise in corporations and just overall. We were just talking about Tiffany being a mayor. We just had a female mayor here in Chicago last term. So being in that field that you're currently in, are there any challenges that you feel like you face or discrimination
Every day.
because
Pushback.
of pushback,
Every day.
You ain't
because
nothing but a woman.
the black woman has been perceived as loud,
Yeah.
hard to work with,
Yes.
and stuff like that. So have you faced any challenges like that?
Oh, all the time.
And how do you deal with them?
It's hurtful. I try to teach people to be mindful of what you say when you describing a black woman. So me, I'm assertive. We have a job to do. Let's get it done. No excuses. We have the resources. We have the plan. Developing the team, making sure the team is supported. But at the end of the day, we have goals that we need to meet. So that approach coming from a male, oh yeah, he big boss.
boss.
Right.
Coming from a female, oh she a bitch.
Right,
She mean.
right. That's a
why she ain't-
perception.
Yeah. And it's difficult. I always make this joke just to kind of soften the room because I'm a dress well because that's a representation of me and my brand. I'm going to speak in a manner that is articulate. But I also just have to kind of break that ice, because when I walk in the room, here this pretty girl, she looked 12. She probably got here because of her looks.
Yep.
Right.
That's a
So
perception.
I get that a lot. So I just have to kind of break the ice and I know I look like I'm 12.
Right.
But I promise you I'm supposed to be here.
Right.
In some of those spaces. In other spaces, I don't care, because I've earned this spot. I've earned the right to be here. I've earned the right to speak my piece. I've earned the right to be smart, to be intelligent, all of those things. But what I would encourage women is that does not give you an excuse to be mean. That does not give you an excuse to be nasty. People are going to do what they're going to do. You have no control over that. But show up as that girl. If you're really going to be that girl, show up with a sense of integrity, with a sense of pride, and understand that a lot of people don't want you there, and that's their problem, because if you're in the room, you're supposed to be there. Here's your seat at the table. And I've kind of made it my mission to pull people in. A lot of my mentees, they're in very high ranking positions now. Positions that may have been offered for me or may have been shaped for me. But my goal is I'm going to open the door and I'm going to move out the way, because we need more of us.
Yeah.
So has it been difficult? Absolutely. Have I been targeted? All the time. But the thing is, I'm going to put on my cute little suit with my nice little shoes, throw on some lipstick, comb my hair, and I'm going to show up until I don't feel like it, and then I'm going to leave.
That's what's up.
That's what's up, man.
That's
Shouts
what's
out to you, man. Shouts out to
Now,
you.
quick
Go.
question. So, explain to the audience, because you were breaking it down to us before we started, your boutique consultancy. And it seems like it got more than one leg to it. It's not just like a strict. So break it down to us. What you do and how you help people, companies, or just educate us on that.
So I do own a boutique consulting firm. It is not a clothing line. I always have to say that. I say boutique because it is small. And it's basically capitalizing on my intellectual property.
Yes.
Being able to come in, do operations, human resources, program management. I can do your workforce development. I can create your standard practices, or even just be a fill-in until you're able to fill those executive level positions. And that's what I get hired for. I get hired by small nonprofits, or I actually have a contract with the hospital right now, which is dope, where I'm going in and I'm able to plug in where they can't hire FTEs or full-time employees.
Okay.
And my exposure, because I've had a lot of positions and I've had a lot of exposure in different organizations, I'm kind of a unicorn. Like, it's very hard to find my skill set because I specialize in a lot of different areas across organizations. So to be able to hire a consultant is cheaper for the organization, depending on how long the contract is, to come in, develop a system, get it strong, and then pass it on to that organization.
So you are a fixer. You're a problem solver.
I am.
Olivia Pope.
There you go. Olivia Pope.
In my mind, I am
real
Olivia
Olivia
Pope.
Pope.
Oh,
In my
okay,
mind,
okay.
yeah. So it's all project management, just across very different spaces, if you will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do it all, if that helps.
Olivia Pope. You got a problem? Come see her.
Come see me.
You
Holla
got
at
a
me.
problem with business, not your personal life, but hey, she might
I
fix
could.
your personal life
I
too.
am a life coach, so I could
no,
help you do
wait,
that.
wait.
too.
Oh, wait. Life
That's
coach.
Olivia Pope right there.
All right, hold on.
I am a life coach.
A life coach.
I
So,
am.
what are the primary responsibilities of a life coach?
It depends. Well, my approach.
Okay, yeah.
It depends on the person. Sometimes I'm there to listen and let you get it out. Sometimes I'm there to coach you through whatever you're going through, giving you the real of like, hey, you messed that up, but
Right.
here's how you fix it. So it really depends on the client needs. I don't do the spiritual piece of it because that's just not my realm. Like, you believe in what you believe in, but when it comes to figuring out what space am I in and what's next, I can help you. I can coach you through that.
Okay. So step by step, and that all leads back to project management. So you appear to be a woman who's very decorated, knows what's going on. How has that worked for you in the dating scene? Like, is it difficult? Hold on. So, like, is it difficult? I mean, how can I pose this question?
It just got hot in the room.
Yeah.
It
So,
really adjusts.
so because I think maybe a guy hearing those things on the show or just hearing what you represent, it may be a little off-putting and or intimidating. Now, before that, women say, right, well, why like that? Why you feel like that? How does a woman who's successful make herself more approachable?
Ooh, that's not my problem.
Good God.
That's not my problem.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
She done been through it with these niggas.
I ain't had that wrote down. That just came off the top because.
My glasses off.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh. She wants y'all to see the lashes, fellas.
So I've had men tell me I got to get myself together before I approach you. That means you're not for me, because at the end of the day, I'm still a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still a nurturer. I'm very submissive to my man.
Right.
But everybody ain't qualified to be my man.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. So do it get lonely? I mean, yeah. It gets lonely, but at the end of the day, I'm looking for something very specific because I've been in love before, and I know what it feels like.
Okay.
And a lot of men, unfortunately, don't know how to exist in a space of vulnerability, but protection.
Okay.
And I have to be willing to take that journey with him, and I haven't met someone in the past 3 years. That's worth that for me. Right.
Yeah.
And then I get approached by a lot of married men. I'm like, do I look like a floozy?
A floozy?
A lot of married men approach me.
Is it because of the type of field you in? You run into more married folks, or just you?
I think so. I think people assume that a single woman like myself, we're just a good time.
Okay.
And there's no depth to me. But I could change your life. If you're ready for it.
Whoa.
I could change your life.
Big speaker.
I know for a fact that I can. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I get a lot of married men, but is dating difficult? Yes, But I have to take responsibility for that as well, because I want a certain type of man.
Okay.
And they say, well, be the person that you want.
I don't agree with that.
That person will come.
Yeah,
and
I don't agree with that.
I became the person that I want. And
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't
a lot
agree
of
with
them.
I don't agree. Yeah, I don't, because I feel like opposites attracts anyway. Like trying to. And hopefully, I didn't cut you off. You just finished your thought. Like. So here's my take on when it comes to successful men and women, or just being a successful woman. I think being with anyone and having companionship is going to take some compromise. Like, you can have this criteria or be this person you want, and that be the total opposite of what you attract. And I think that's what makes relationships work. Like, being synonymous with your partner is not just about your zodiac sign. It's not just about your credit score. It's about, like, who you are as a person. Like, are you a good person?
Yeah.
Like, are you a good person first?
I don't think that matters.
What if you're a good person?
Being a good person don't matter,
because two good people can try to be together and it would not work.
It wouldn't work.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because they're not for each other.
So you saying? So does that mean they need to be with a person who is not as good?
No, they just need to be with somebody who's for them.
Exactly.
So as far as them being not as good, granted, they might not be not as good, but they might be for them. Chemistry-wise, they might work for them. The way they talk to each other, the way they move with each other, the way the person smells, the whole nine. So and you can be with a great person, and they might even fit all of those bills. But if y'all don't mesh mentally,
it's not for you.
It's not for you.
That's
it's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
be a waste of your time.
Yeah.
And I like a little ratchet fun too.
Yeah.
I like my.
Can't be super uptight.
Straight up square bear.
Yeah.
I love me a reform
drug dealer. A reformed drug dealer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Or
I do real estate now.
Right, from a dope boy to a realtor. You know what I'm saying? From flipping keys to
flipping
keys. Bars.
I
but,
feel
you know what
really
I'm saying?
seen in this space. I feel really seen.
No, I think that's true. Like, women want a guy that's edgy. Like, you want a guy who's intellectual, intelligent, can hold a conversation, can make you laugh, can put it down.
A lot of men can't hold conversations.
Yeah, a lot of women can't.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think guys struggle with approaching women just in general. Don't matter her status. I think guys just, and because I've also seen this on another pod, they was talking about, like, nowadays in the dating spectrum, the analysis by paralysis. Like, you have so many options that you can't choose. So I think, like,
guys or women?
I could see
both
that.
parties. Like, it wasn't to one gender specific. It was just like now you can go on your internet, you can scroll and find what you
but
like.
See, the thing is, I don't think men have a problem with choosing because we choose anything. We date down most of the time. And it don't matter to us.
Date down. I love you, bro, but I don't agree with that.
What you mean?
Men-
Like when you say date down?
Men could date who y'all have more options than women.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, but he
a
said
man-
date down.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
dating down. So
Yes.
a man of status can date an unemployed woman, and
Oh,
nobody's gonna say
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. A woman ain't gonna too much date a
But,
guy who
like,
ain't got no
the
bread.
good guy and the ratchet girl. It's
Uh-huh.
like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a match made in heaven.
Right.
Men have more options.
Or your baby mama, or your new girl see your baby mama like, he used to date her. Like,
Right.
Yeah, that's what
That's what
he
y'all
used to
was
date
saying.
down.
See, my
That's who
baby.
he used to marry. That's who he got pregnant.
Great point.
You know what I'm saying?
Great point. Great
That's
point.
what you got
No, I'm saying that's a great point. I think
And he probably was dealing with her when he was at a certain point in his life when he could only get her.
Mm-hmm.
He probably couldn't get her. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't leveled up enough to get the women who he want or who he's dating now. But back in the day when he's dating his baby mama, that's what he could get.
But do you think that's a male confidence thing? Because men do not approach me.
I don't think
I
it's
don't
a male
get
I
approached.
don't think it's a male confidence thing because a lot of times men shoot at everything. And
Yeah.
we play the volume game.
Well,
Yeah.
what am I missing? 'Cause I ain't
No.
this.
Your
go ahead.
page is locked on Instagram, so your DM ain't gonna overflow like it's supposed to.
You know what I think to I guess answer Monique. Or I think because Nolita's also a part of the show. She's a woman of decorum. She's been very successful as well, has degrees. I think sometimes, and don't kill me for this, but I think sometimes the expectations is too high or unrealistic sometimes as to what we're being seek. We want this God-fearing man making X amount of dollars, performing this type of way in the bedroom and
Over
just
6 feet.
Yeah, over
Good
6
hair.
feet. He got to be a leader. You know, I want to live in my soft era at all times. I don't want to have to tap into my feminine energy. Like that's
We're asking a man to be a man.
Now,
Yeah.
I get that. I'm not saying we're not trying to be manly. I just feel like those particular thought processes is probably why men ain't approaching you because they kind of see, you know what, she look like, because perception is reality. So, like you said, you dress how you want to be addressed. Sometimes, like what you give off can throw a man off. Like I ain't even finna, because sometimes as a man we want to put in less effort as possible. Like so what that
But
means.
also,
go ahead.
we aim that effort at specific women. We know who don't require effort and who do.
Facts.
So even if I am at a certain level in life, I can look at somebody and be like, "Oh, that's easy money right there. Let me just go ahead and shoot my shot." But that puts you in a position. That puts the man in a position where we're in that position because women allow that. Not necessarily you, but just in general.
Yeah.
Women allow certain things.
But sometimes I wonder. Please.
How ugly motherfuckers
No.
fine girls not
No, because listen, I love me a strong 7. Don't get it twisted.
What they say, I want a medium ugly nigga.
I love with a good personality, baby. We are in the money.
What is medium ugly?
Listen,
What?
'cause, okay, pretty boys, y'all do too much. I don't have you taking longer to get dressed than me. I have an issue with that. And then like I need to be the pretty one in the relationship, but a medium ugly, a strong 7. Oh, he gonna treat you.
Get his hair cut
like
every
a
2 weeks instead of every
okay.
week.
But okay, so I guess because I hear what both of y'all are saying, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like a lot of men, and I'm not from Chicago, so that's why I preface this. A lot of men from Chicago, they don't have that example. So
What example?
A lot of men in Chicago don't see faithful, God-fearing men all of the time. Not to say that they don't exist, but if we're thinking about statistically, if we're thinking about households,
I don't think there are.
a lot of people don't see that. So what I've noticed in some of the men that I've dated is like, my parents are still together.
Oh, so you grew up
So
with mom and
I
your dad.
see a different lens when it comes to relationship.
Yeah.
My understanding
Okay,
is
okay.
different. I'm expecting you to model something that you've never seen in your life.
Right, but in honesty, that's a rarity.
Yeah.
You having parents
a
that
two-parent
that never
household.
broke up.
Yeah.
That it's a 2-parent household. That's a rarity.
Facts.
You're the anomaly.
Yeah.
You're the anomaly,
That's-
not us.
Darn.
Yeah.
Not the guy. He's not the anomaly. You're the anomaly. So you expect more from him because of what you saw and what you grew up with.
Yeah. So
But he could as a man, step up to the plate and say, I expect these things for myself. So that, I mean, it just depends on what he chooses.
But when does that happen? So if you're surrounded by a culture that is like polyamorous, you should have multiple women. You don't need to settle down. She's making all the money. You don't have to bring anything to the household. When you're surrounded by that, how do you, and not to say that it doesn't happen, because I know a lot of men that are doing that, but when does that take place? So I hear you about somebody may not want to approach you because of how you come off and blah, 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 blah. But at what point do we want more for ourselves and more for our communities to rebuild that family dynamic?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the key.
Yeah.
More the community. This has to be a community thing.
Yeah.
Because right now, the way men are moving and being allowed to move is a community thing.
Facts.
Women are allowing as a community for men to just move how they moving. So if you got a if your boy cuz can get in your car and he can tell that you need tires, ain't no way that you should have a man living in your house and he don't know the same thing.
That's true.
Because your boy cuz get a car, man, cuz you need a tire on this right side and the back right,
right,
he's just been
right.
here for 5 minutes and,
Yeah.
and your guy in the car all the time. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because for somewhere there's a lack of paying attention to what you need as a woman, and it might sound just just random, but that's just what we do as men.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you need your oil change. It smell like, you don't smell that? Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Your
certain
car
stuff.
smells when you need an oil change?
It could,
Yeah,
but
it
it's just random stuff. You know,
Yeah.
About the little light
your
came on.
antifreeze, you might need your antifreeze might be coming out, and you can smell the antifreeze.
Yeah.
Like, damn, cuz
Some leaking.
you
I didn't know you could smell that. I
Yeah.
thought it was just the lights. When the
Nah.
lights come on, that's when you take it.
you can smell it too.
When the lights come on, it's
It's
kind of
probably
too
too
late.
late.
No. When the
Can
lights
be.
No, when the lights come on, it's you good. But when you start smelling it, that's when
It's
it's
real
too late.
bad.
So as a community,
But as a community of people, but essentially women, you got to stop allowing so much. These niggas are raised by women who
Yeah.
allow certain things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if they are raised by women who allow certain things, then they get in a relationship with you and you allow certain things, then that means what they've been doing all their life is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because they don't have men in their lives to say, hey, son, this is how you need to be moving.
Right.
They might not have a basketball coach or a football coach in their life to say, this ain't how we do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it sounds weird, but in essence, women do run the world.
Yeah.
So when you put it to that perspective, if y'all shut down a lot of the shit that y'all do, we ain't got no other choice but to conform.
Facts. I was just about to ask, Mo.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information.
I was going to ask you while I know we on in tune with that. So what responsibilities do women have on the dating scene? Because like me and bro, I agree with him. Like the shit women allow is going to continue, but women are allowing. Not all. Some women are allowing X, Y, and Z to go on, the fuck shit to go on. But then you got this small percentage of women who want this God-fearing man and all this stuff going on. But that's such a small percentage of men because the larger percentage of women are not requiring that on a fuller scale. It's more of a hookup society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's more of that going on because the small percentage of men is outweigh as far as these quality God-fearing men, so to speak, or these high-value men or whatever the case may be. It's such a small percentage of them because it's not required. Like, if I need a C to pass this class.
My rap name used to be Mini Cakes. You ain't know?
Oh.
I'm a battle rapper.
Oh!
I am a battle rapper.
What?
And we didn't get the before the show
Yeah.
bars.
Wait,
Wallace, you
I need these bars. right
tweaking,
now.
right. Go on and we going
Give me your favorite
let's go.
16.
Right now.
A hot six right now.
Hot
Right
16
now.
right now, mid show. Give me your hot six, your
Facts.
favorite 16.
Because, yeah. Go ahead.
Wait, hold on. What was the rap name?
Mini Cakes.
Mini
Cakes.
Cakes.
Oh, shit.
I need a shot for that.
Oh.
We'll say that for part 2.
Wow.
Part 2, okay.
But yeah,
she's
I
already
used
said
to be
she's
a
coming
battle
back.
rapper.
You used to be a battle rapper.
In my mind.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay.
Nah.
You from the West Coast?
I was born in San Diego.
Okay, so
and
you-
I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida.
The South. Oh, okay. Okay.
Well,
Duval.
Yeah,
Okay.
that ain't, they don't claim Florida as the South. Florida, a whole different.
I mean, it's South to me.
it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wrestle with gators.
All right. So,
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Go ahead.
Mini Cakes.
Mini Cakes.
oh, yeah. We ain't just going to skip
How
past
many
that.
rap names did you go through before you settled on Mini Cakes?
I was a part of a rap group in 6th grade.
Oh shit.
So with my friend Dominique, I don't know where she is. Hey girl, I hope you're doing well.
Shout out Damo.
Yeah,
But
Dom.
our rap group was called Tunique, because Dominique, Monique, Tunique.
Okay, I see that. That's low key kind of hot though. That's low key lit though.
And then Mini
Tunique.
Cakes. And then I remixed what's the song? Do you think about me now and then? When he's like, I met this girl when I was 6
Oh, yeah,
years
let me hear
old.
it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Almost had her.
Almost had me.
We need to have some ciphers on here. We need to bring everybody that's been right.
We had at least 3 rappers.
Right,
Look,
facts.
2 shots of tequila and I'll
All
write
right.
you a
See,
whole
man, he
song.
bring the tequila, man.
Don't worry about it. She's already agreed to do a part 2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're gonna bring her back. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna bring all
we
our
gonna
rap
bring her
guests.
back after she upgrade our lives.
Facts.
We're gonna tell y'all what she did.
Facts. Because everybody we had on the show low key been dope, man. I actually went to one of the events from one of our previous guests while we talking about previous guests real quick. A Planet Profit event. It was dope. It was a free event.
Who event was it?
Rakeem Campbell. Shout out to my man King.
Shout out
Hey, Keem.
Rakeem the Dream.
Yeah, your favorite developer, man. But
What you
bro,
talking
he doing big things, and I went to this event, and I'll share this with y'all. When I walked in the room, like I was so uncomfortable.
Why?
Okay, so I didn't know anybody in the room. It was about a good 40, 50 people. And I'm a type of person, I can work a room, like, but I felt so out of place. But I had to remind myself that this is what I need. Being uncomfortable gets you to where you need to be in life. And it was more of an inward thing with me, just like, like I told you, that introvert part of me just kind of stood out. But it was just like, by the end of the day, the event, people was approaching me like, "Hey, you did the interview with Rakeem," and it came more sociable. Like people recognized me, and that was very fulfilling and dope. You know what I'm saying? But
See, I mean, I told you shouldn't have wore the skinny jeans. You asked me like, "You put the blue skinnies on or the white ones?" I say, "Bro, just put you a little suit on."
The
or something,
white.
bro.
What you wear?
You went there with the white skinny jeans.
I
on.
didn't-
Oh, white skinny jeans. Your thighs is
no, I did not. I wore black jeans with some Jordan 1s, bam, and a collared shirt. You know what
White
I'm saying?
skinnies.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had on the white
But it was a
skinnies
dope
and the white
event.
leggings.
Yeah, jaggins.
Why everybody come on here and team up with him against me? That's crazy. It's cool. I can take it, but
But that's dope though. By the end of the show,
it was. Yeah, it was dope, bro. It was a great event, man. Shout out to Redevelop Chicago. They are doing great things. I'm actually joining the mentorship next month.
That's what's up.
So I'm definitely looking for this month. I'm sorry, it starts on the 23rd of this month.
Okay.
So yeah, be on the lookout for that. So segueing back to Mo, we was talking about grades was the example I was given as far as effort from men. Like right now, I just feel like the larger scale of women are requiring a C grade, and that's what men are working towards. And because society is great on a curve now, if you are a woman who's requiring too much or want too much, you are the anomaly, and guys ain't gonna approach you. And then you're gonna end up with a guy who gonna do you wrong anyway. So you should have settled for the guy who's giving you the C effort, because the potential you saw in this particular guy end up being nothing. He really was giving you D or flunking a class. You know what I'm saying? If y'all see what and that's what I think. I think because in a hookup society mentality, that's kind of what it's come to, because that's what's required. Men, we're going to do what's required. Like Wallace said, if it's required that we got to treat women a certain way to get said goal, whatever that goal may be, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
But see, I do think there are men, even though the passing grade is a C, they will get that A.
Yeah.
Facts.
And you just have to be patient.
Facts.
I'm not gonna sit up here and act like, I only want A plus grade. I done had some C's, a lot of D's. No pun intended.
Whoa.
No pun intended. Not in that way. I knew once it came out my mouth, I was walking.
Yeah,
straight.
that's okay. We got you.
Mini cakes.
We picking up what you putting down.
Hey, drop it like this. No, okay, but yeah, I do think eventually you'll find your person.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient. If you are a person that requires more, then you have to be patient in your process.
That's a fact. Even if you're a guy, that's definitely true.
Because I've been loved. I'm not gonna act like, oh man, I just ain't been loved. I haven't been seen in a relationship. So when I get into a relationship, like my most recent relationship, he was shocked that I was as submissive as I was. So women who are ready, because you also have to be ready. There's this thing on Wale's album where they like marriage is like two planets, and then y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
and
with Wale.
yeah, and
That's
that's
the album
so
about
true.
nothing, right?
Who?
I think that was the album
Yeah,
about
yeah,
nothing.
yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah, Jerry
that's so
Seinfeld
true,
on that, yeah.
because it's timing. Like my soulmate, our timing wasn't right.
Yeah.
And then we grew apart, but we're still close to this day. I still love that man with all of my heart.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he has gotten married, gotten divorced, all of these other things. And it's just not right. It's not our timing. So what
Right.
we think we want is not necessarily what is for us. And sometimes we got to eat that. Like we stay in these situations like, oh, it's going to change. It's going to change. And it's not.
Right.
So you miss what's for you because you so focused on this planet over here. Meanwhile, you got Earth and everything that you need, and you're just not paying attention to it. So I do think, because I don't want y'all to come for me, I do think there are good men in this world. I think that you have to be patient, and you also have to be yourself. Like, what about me, what throws men off, I'm exactly what you see.
Right.
Like, this is who I am. I'm going to love on you. I'm going to give you your space. Like, we're going to have a good time. But you got to be able to maintain that. And a lot of
Right.
men put on a facade. Like, I remember this one dude.
The representative.
Yeah, we talk about the reps all the
Yeah,
time.
he picked me up in a BMW. It was
Okay,
nice,
okay.
too. Brand
Ooh.
new. I was
All
like,
right.
oh, okay.
Black man working.
Exactly. We finna go have some steak and lobster. And he took me on a very
Cheesecake.
nice date. I will go to the Cheesecake Factory because I do like that banana
On the
cream
first date? On
cheesecake.
the first date?
It depends.
Oh, okay.
It depends.
As long as you vibe
Yeah.
with the person.
Yeah. If I like you and that's in
shouldn't
your
matter.
budget, that's cool. But
Yeah.
I can
That's
afford
dope.
the dates that I expect too. But that's a whole nother thing.
Bars.
Okay.
So he picked me up in a BMW. He had chocolate covered strawberries. Like this, I'm like, oh, I like him. He got a little money and he's suave. This man was homeless.
What? What you mean?
He did not have a
plot
home.
twist.
Wait,
Plot twist. Wait.
Was he sleeping under the Wacko Drive Bridge?
Was he in one of
or
those orange
sleeping with his
tents?
Mama?
Like, what you mean?
He was not sleeping with his mother.
Well, living
If-
with his mama. Sorry.
Right, you gotta be careful down there.
I'm finna put this man on blast.
Put him on.
I mean, you can say it without saying like his name, like
You ain't
the
gotta say
situation.
Roger's name.
He's silly.
Roger, you a dirty motherfucker.
Let's just
Hobosexual.
say he drove a truck
Okay.
and had nowhere to park that truck.
And he lived out the truck.
And he rented the BMW for y'all date.
No, it was his car.
Oh, okay.
So he's a truck driver.
So he just didn't have a career. I mean, was that by choice?
He just didn't have he was homeless. He
it's
didn't
so-
have a
it's-
place.
By choice?
I have no idea. I wasn't finna find out.
Wow.
But you didn't have a home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you did all of this, and I liked all of this, but you don't have the foundation that I
So
need.
he invited you back to his place, and it was a truck.
No, I never went to his house.
It didn't exist.
How did you figure this out?
Yeah.
I put two and two together. So one time, like I saw him and he was like, yeah, I'm at home. But you know, like the art that they have in the hotel.
Yeah.
People don't have that in their houses. So I'm like,
Sir, why you got double beds in your room?
where exactly do you live? And the story kept changing. So now I'm inquisitive. I don't forget nothing.
No woman does.
And eventually he just told me, because he was trying to move in with me. And I'm just
Oh.
like,
he was a
First-
home
wait,
he was a homeless sexual. Wallace, he was a homeless sexual.
A homosexual.
not after the
Okay.
first date. Like, granted, it took me about 30 to 45 days to put two and two together.
Oh, okay.
That's
Damn.
wait.
Damn. He had a good representative.
Well, because that and like he didn't drive locally, so a lot of time he was
He
gone.
was on the road.
Oh, okay,
Right,
okay.
so it made sense
Yeah,
why
okay.
you don't have a place.
Yeah.
But why you just ain't say that in the beginning?
Yeah, just say you live in the I live out the comfort ends.
I would be like, that's amazing,
But
sweet.
why though? Like,
But he wanted to hang his hat at your crib, basically.
Yeah, but come to find out, he does that. He moves in
Moves
with
around.
people,
Oh, okay.
and I'm just like,
Nah,
I
ain't so
ain't
bad.
never lived with a man, so you just not finna just.
So you ain't never lived with a man? We did ask somebody previously that came on the show about that dynamic, like when you in a dating dynamic or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it nowadays. Do you prefer not to live with your partner, or at some point do you? Like, what's your view on that?
I like sleeping in my bed. I got a king size bed with a nice mattress.
hold
So
on, man. California King.
I'm just saying.
I
So,
like
like, if you
sleeping
had,
in my bed.
if you was dating somebody or you in a relationship, would you allow your guy to spend significant time at your house?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you know how to cook.
Oh, okay.
Come on, baby. I will bring the groceries.
Yeah.
We get on in that kitchen with them boxes on, and we have us a good little time. But I don't mind it. I've been single for so long. I have to be cognizant of how I am when people are in my space because I like my
Yeah.
peace. My home
Yeah.
is very peaceful.
Yes.
So if I invite you to my home, if I invite you, like my son is there too.
Right,
My little
right.
dog is there too. So it's like we have hit a certain space and you gotta respect that.
Yeah.
That's like everybody ain't coming to my. I don't like people to know where I live. I've had 2 people show up in the middle of the night ringing my doorbell.
Man.
So I don't like people to know where I
Yeah.
live.
That's what's up. That not what's up, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
as
men
far as
are
like
weird.
And,
Yeah.
and a little bit of advice for you fellas out there who got the nerve and audacity to say a woman is too much for you now. Sometimes you don't even know if a woman is too much for you because you might be going off with whatever your perception of that woman might be.
All right.
Stop judging.
So if you're going to slide in them DMs, come correct, get a date, get to know her, then figure out if she's too much for you.
Yeah.
Now, if you feel like if this woman make you feel like you need to step up to the plate, that might even be more reason to stay with her because she might sound like she motivating you.
Yeah, get you off your shit. Get you on your shit for sure.
Would y'all want that? Like
What?
a woman to
make you better or help you grow?
help you become better?
I feel like if she's truly the yin to your yang, she's going to motivate you without even saying anything. Like Wallace was saying, it's an innate thing that women have, even outside of the power of y'all words and how y'all approach a situation, how y'all treat a man, that will make him want to do better. And at least from my experiences, it hasn't always been through words. Because it's plenty when I love that man and I did it and he still left me. It was you just wasn't the one.
Right.
Like that's just how it goes. And I just truly feel like like y'all been saying, the one for you is going to be for you. And as a man, you're going to know, like, it don't take no 2-3 years to see if you're going to marry this person.
Yeah.
Like, as a man, I mean, I can speak for me. Like, you see the potential in that woman as a wife. You see that potential in that man as a husband if you're a woman. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like in the grander scheme of things, I would definitely prefer a woman who's going to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, but
to
love
grow.
ain't enough, though. Just
Definitely
because you
not.
love somebody.
Definitely
No,
not.
that's not enough. Love ain't
Love
enough.
is not enough for a relationship, for a marriage, for a fiancé-ship. For love is not enough. It ain't
Fiancé-ship.
It's not even enough for
A friendship.
a situationship.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Love ain't enough. So that love shit is cool. I'm glad you love me.
It's
but
cute.
I need more than love. Because
Yeah.
love don't pay these bills.
Right.
Love
Preach.
don't, you know what I'm saying? Love don't
Facts.
do nothing but make me feel warm at night.
That's it.
That's
It
it.
make me kind of sad.
Shit, you see what you did, Roger? You in that goddamn truck.
Damn
Yeah.
you, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, love is not enough. And I don't think I ever want to be that in love with a person ever again. Like I want to be in partnership, but I can reflect on time. I was just so in love. I could not breathe without this man. If I went 2 hours without seeing him, touching him, smelling him, I would
Yeah.
lose my mind. I don't think I would ever want to be in that type of love again because it's toxic. Like I sat in the street waiting for this man to come home one time in the rain.
Wow.
I sat in the middle of the street because if anybody drive down this block
You
and
gonna
stop
know.
in front of this man's house, I'm gonna know about it. And it wasn't his house.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah, so
If
now
I
I'm
had
cool.
one wish,
Okay, like
it would be to trust me.
Man,
I
I feel like, man, we having a great conversation about just dating dynamics and being a single woman and being powerful and being in relationships and all of that, man. It's really no right answer, I don't think. Like hearing that, like it's just no right answer.
think
And
it is. This is the right answer.
what's the right answer?
because go ahead.
The right answer to me in regards to dating is number one, be honest
Right.
and be ready. If as a man or a woman, if you honest about where you are in your dating life, if you ready to be in a relationship, because we in a relationship, if our shit is together, and if we in that 35 to 45 range or whatever the case may be, it's easy for us not to be ready for a relationship. Extremely easy. Because our options are so high at that particular point.
well,
Between
for
the ages of
men.
35 and
for men.
45.
For men.
Yeah,
For
because at
men.
that particular point, most of the time you're at your financial peak. If you're a nigga with a good head on his shoulder,
Yeah.
your
Yep.
bag is crazy. It's a nice bag.
That is so true.
And you in a special place. So for the women that are in that particular dating pool, they're in a space of, hey, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to chill out. But you, as a man, between 35 and 45, and you just getting there, like
that is so true.
You're at a space of, oh shit, I need to flex. I need to test the waters because I never was able to at first.
That is so. I should have got married in my 20s. That is so true.
If you found somebody in your 20s who was ready. Now, has your person in your 20s been in that space where they actually got to that place of financial comfort? They got to that place where they got everything out their system. Then great.
But you make a good point though, because I do want to date within my age realm.
Yeah.
And
but your age realm don't seem like it's ready.
yeah, they're still whores.
'Cause-
But they
No.
but like
Whoa.
they got the money now.
Yes.
They got that grown man weight with the
Yeah.
little beards or whatever,
Yeah.
and they looking good. I'm not gonna lie to you. And they got the pick of the litter.
They have the pick of the
That's I'm finna do the podcast. Yeah, that does make it. So what I hear you say is I need to start dating 22, 23-year-olds, or he got to be in his 50s.
Well-
that's what I heard.
I would say in his 50s. But granted,
Do it still
but
work?
what I say about being honest though,
He said it's still working.
what I say
I heard that because I'm closer, I guess.
Inquiring minds
She
wanna
turned right
know.
to where she like, is it still working?
Because got needs.
Yeah.
but what was I saying?
My bad.
Oh, but about being honest, as a man, when you're in that space and you're in that space where life is just everything at that particular point, you got to be honest with yourself and the person that you talk to. Hey, I'm just out here dating.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. Am I ready for a relationship? This is the man talking to himself. Yes or no? Because if you're not ready for a relationship, don't pretend like you are.
Yeah, don't pretend and be honest. Because 9 times out of 10, a woman gonna stick around anyway.
Exactly.
But you put yourself in a bad situation where she like, well, you told me.
You told me.
But ladies, we also it's not up to us to make him want to be in a relationship with us. He's either gonna choose you or he's not. And if he doesn't, choose somebody else.
And for the woman, being honest is, hey, let me look at myself and really try to figure out if this man is for me.
Yeah.
Because if he's showing me everything that tells me that he's not for me, I need to stop trying to make him and force him into a mold that's not him.
But a lot of women don't stop right there. They keep pushing and pressing.
They keep pushing and pressing, and then at the end of it, that nigga wasn't shit.
Facts. And now she's scorned.
Yeah, and because she gave him 45 chances.
Yep.
Yeah, but okay, I hear you, but like it'd be so much fun.
My God.
Like
A woman of accountability.
It's
Just stepped
so
on
Shout
the
out to
podcast.
Mo for being accountable on the show. That's what's up.
and it's good too.
But a lot of women won't admit that. They gonna deflect that on the man, and he's a liar. He's a manipulator.
But he
Remember we
did
talking about all
lie.
that?
He did manipulate. Like, let's not get it twisted, because
He
y'all
did.
be out here crazy too.
did
So don't
lie.
just be like it. Just be the ladies.
It takes
Yeah,
two
wait,
for
yeah,
manipulation
yeah.
to exist.
It takes
did
one
lie.
person to manipulate the other person.
For
It
the
takes
first
one
couple of times.
It takes one person to shift and mold the reality and the perception to the other person for manipulation.
initially.
It's two people aren't in manipulation. It's
Initially.
one person.
Initially,
If both of those people are giving that same energy, that's not manipulation.
wait.
You signed up for that.
Yeah. Wait.
That's not
who,
manipulation.
Who signed up for
Okay.
it? He did or you did?
I'm-
Because initially, granted, he's manipulating. He's doing everything that you're saying he's doing. But at some point, you have to say, well, how many times I'm going to allow him to do this?
Women manipulate too.
Yeah,
They do. But
Let's,
we're talking about,
okay, so
the men.
let's just say people
right.
manipulate.
You're right. You're right. People, yeah.
People manipulate. People gaslight. But you can't. Manipulation is one party to the next. That's
The act of manipulation.
Yeah, it's one party to the next.
Right.
So if two people are doing that to each other, maybe they're meant for each other because they operate out of the same
They
spectrum.
toxic.
But like,
The new love language.
Toxic. Yeah, we talked about it.
Toxic?
We've been way ahead of the curve.
The new love language.
We talked about that
oh,
months ago.
you know, I had a guy.
Yeah.
He was like, "Mo, I love you to death. You just not toxic enough."
Yeah.
I was like, "So what you want me to do?
That's his
Smack
love
the shit
language.
out you?" He
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah."
You just said
I'm
it's so
like, I
fun.
can't.
Yeah.
I'm not. First of all, you a grown man. I date men over 6 feet. I'm not smacking no big 6 feet. Like I'm scared of you.
Hold on. Because
I
What's
like
your
them tall.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the average height for a man?
I'm learning that it is like 5'9" ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Okay,
right,
so
all right,
How
all
tall
right.
are you?
I'm 5'7". So hear me out. My dad is 6'1". My brother is 6 feet. My son is 6'1"
One. You said
now.
he's still
All
young,
of
bro.
my exes, with the exception of one, have been like 5'11" and taller. And then I'm always around athletes. So I was unaware that that's not the standard.
Correct.
So when I started dating again, because I was in a relationship for 10 years, and then I didn't date for like 7 years because I was depressed. And I was like, oh, I'll miss him. And then I started dating again. And it was so weird because I'm like, I could see the top of your head. This is not, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to, but I mean, I don't discriminate. I like me a little bite-sized lover. So
Not the bite
Not the
size.
right. We're not advocating for bite-sized lover
I
men.
just,
We out
I
here,
just didn't
we out here
know.
body shaming. What's
Right.
going on?
No, I love. Listen, I love all
A
bodies.
bite-sized
Everybody is,
lover.
but I was, and this is the thing with women. I was so unaware that what I was accustomed to, like you said earlier, what I'm accustomed to is not the norm. And
Yeah.
I'm in a space now where I have to do a lot of unlearning and unpacking
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah.
also I'm used to very passionate, skilled men, and that's not the norm, and I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, long story short, like sometimes we have to dial back what we think is our norm and just kind of jump back into what reality is. So
Yeah.
women are like, I want the man, he gotta be 6'1", he gotta make 6 figures, he gotta do this, have this. When the reality is the average man's salary is between 45 and 60K.
Yeah.
So if you got a man that makes over 60K,
He's above average.
He's above average.
If you got a man that's 5'11", he's above average.
He's above
5'10".
average. But me, like when we talk about finances, I never tell a man how much I make because once he figures out, like, oh, that's you.
Yeah, that sounds like about 6 figures right there, fellas.
Right.
It's just a different ball game. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't talk salary. I try to like dial back my expectations. I be trying to tell people I'm a cashier.
Okay. I can see that on a lower
I
scale.
can see that working.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that working.
Men, we're egotistical, so
Very much so.
Shit matters. Like hearing shit like that.
And not only that, we expect women to be hypergamous. So if you
Yeah.
if you're in a situation where you're a cashier and I'm making my little 45, or you making 25, I'm up.
It's a
Facts.
match made in
Yeah.
heaven.
Yeah.
But
How the
it's
hell
hard
you
though
afford
because
this house though.
you got to be able to lead that woman.
Yeah.
So that's like I'm trying to learn how to. I don't know how to date.
Okay.
And people don't understand. I don't know how to get into it. Like, do you like me? Yes or no?
Yeah.
That is my context of dating. I would not know that you wanted to date me or be with me unless you like sit me down, look me in my face, and be like, Mo, I like you. I'm be like, do you really? What you like?
Right.
And you have to like.
Why you like me?
It, like me out of everybody, you know, my booty a little, but okay, whatever.
Mini cakes.
They work though. But what I was saying is like sometimes we have to let go of what we thought things would be and understand that our worlds that's just one facet of it.
Right.
Like the three of us, very different perspective, very different experiences. We could look at the same picture and have a different interpretation.
Absolutely.
Of it.
Absolutely.
So being able to step out and say, well, just because I saw this in this picture doesn't mean that your perception is wrong. And we got to get to a space where, like, take me on your journey.
Right.
Show me why you think this way. Teach me, you know, how your perception is. And I have a friend, we butt heads because I disagree with his disposition. But I love him to death. But I understand him now more than I've ever had in the past because I've actually shut up and listened.
Yeah.
I got one of them.
A woman listening.
Woo.
It is not a
is March
strange
what?
thing.
March 2nd.
We listen, ladies.
But let's
Y'all here.
let's put a bow on this because I feel like we've given out a lot of perspective. We're giving out a lot of information. And Monique, you came on, you know, introduce yourself as an accomplished woman who's giving back to the community, who's raising a teenage son, who wants to do philanthropic things for the youth and give back essentially.
For the community.
And then
community.
also on the flip side, the adult side, that hey, I have a little difficulty dating. sometimes as it relates to finding the right partner. So in all of that, we like to ask our guests in our segment, what is your why?
Oh, that's real deep. What is my why?
So why? Monique, the super consultant.
Right. What is your why?
My why is to do good work, regardless of the situation, regardless of the climate. Were you obedient to what God told you to do and how he told you to do it? I want people to understand that you live in a world that seems to not care, but there are some caring people out there, and it doesn't matter like what your situation is, how abysmal it may look. You can do whatever you set your mind to. The only limitation that you have is the one that you place on yourself. So my why is to constantly live in my truth. I'm not perfect. I never pretend to be perfect, but I'm worth it. I put in the effort, and I want to inspire people to get to that point for themselves. So I hope that answered the why.
Yeah.
It's more so of a what. But just being obedient to what God has for me, and being an example of what could happen if you put your mind to it.
That's what's up. That's dope. The why can never be wrong.
No, it
Okay.
can never be.
Okay,
felt
so
like a pop quiz.
yeah, no.
It
I
can never be
I
wrong.
just like the fact that when we do ask and we pose that question, that people actually sit back and like damn, like because you've accomplished so much, you get into this hamster wheel of life, and it's like damn, what's keeping me going? So I like to ask that question just to give our viewers an idea of what keeps you going and what motivates you essentially at the end of the day. So thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
It was fun. Thank you for
really
having me.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chicago's own Olivia Pope.
Hey, it's handled.
Monique.
Right. So before we end the show, just give people your where they can your social medias, how they can reach out to you.
Okay. Instagram is Journey 2, that girl. LinkedIn for the more professional connection is Monique K. Shelton, MBA, MSED. And then on Facebook is for fun, so don't come on my page judging me. It is
Right.
K. Marie.
Hey Marie, that's what's up, man.
What's up?
All right, man. Well, that's all I got, man. I'm
That's
V
it.
Jones. That's Wallace.
We out.
We out.